Welcome everybody. Thanks for stopping back by my channel if you're a returning viewer, and if you're just checking me out, hey, thanks for joining us. I'm Megan. You can find me everywhere on everywhere. You can find me on Instagram. I'm going on, I don't know. If I film these later in the days, I'm a little bit more awake. And by awake, I mean just like a little bit more of my actual personality. So that's why the previous episode I was the way I was, and that's why, again, I'm filming this later in the day. Back on what I was saying, my name is Megan. You can find me on Instagram as penny_moons, and that is where I am most active. So you're gonna see things like what I asked yesterday, which was I didn't have a lot of knitting content or fiber content, so I asked you guys to ask me things. So this is gonna have a lot of questions because it's as far as crafting goes, a very light episode. So it is what it is, but like I said, if you follow me on Instagram, you're gonna have access to finding out if I'm asking things like that, because who knows. I'm saying this is a very light crafting content because it was one of those weeks, and yeah, last week after Lev got home, we kind of just, after I went to the flea market thrift store thing, which I showed off in my stories on Instagram, we kind of just decided to kind of do a little detox from social media and spend time together, which was really nice and really needed. Also, not to mention that he got his second dose. You guys have heard of the man cold, but when it's actually like a level of what a man cold is, nobody's prepared for that. I mean, I was. So that's what we were doing earlier this week. That's why my knitting content is relatively light. I've also not been up to snuff completely. As I said last week previously, my arm was starting to hurt from the knitting at the gauge I was knitting at with the DK weight yarn, so my arthritis actually flared up. And here's a bunch of excuses as to why it's light, when instead I should just be rolling on and showing you guys what I have, because let's be honest, if you get me going, I'm gonna be a complainer because I'm a big baby, but you know, nobody's got time for that. That's not why you're here. You're not here to listen to me whine about life. I don't like that. I already talked about that. So let's start off with the only two things. I did finish two things, but it's not the sweaters like I promised it would, which will be done like tonight. I also did not steek the sweater like I had planned to. Guys, you guys asked me a lot of Disney questions, so I don't know if you can see. They're a little crooked. My little, say, Mickey Mouse hairpins from Disney, because why not? Because I'm extra AF. So, first things I finished my daddy issue socks. Pull this back here so I can get a screenshot. That would be, these were by Heather of, what is your thing? Oh my goodness. The Witch's Brew. I've literally been talking about these so much, I literally cannot remember what they were. Woo! There's no coffee today. This is just the way I am. So I hope you guys enjoy it, because this is me. And its whole excitingment. I come up with my own words. These are, I mean, there's no pattern. They're vanilla socks. I cast on 64 stitches on a US size 1, which I think is a 2.25 millimeter. Heel, flap and gusset heel, standard wedge toe. That's my go-to. There's no measurement. It's a 2x2 ribbing. They're done. Now I have needles to cast on more socks. Next up, since we're gonna go through all the knitting stuff before we get into the fun questions that you guys asked me, because I can't wait to answer them, is the shawl for my mom, which I finished. Ends need to be woven in. Showed it to her last night. She's like, oh wow, I'm so excited. I'm like, you don't get it until I show it off. But this was just a cake of yarn. I think it's like Hobby Bee. I don't know where it's from. It was in my stash. I found while cleaning. Oh, that's the wrong side. Guys, it's the wrong side. It doesn't really matter. It's a beautiful, like, bubblegummy ombre. The pattern for this is Changing Staircase by Tristan of Dragon Horde Yarn and Dragon Horde Designs, because I'm a walking billboard and I love everything. Slightly obsessed, maybe an addict. I don't know. You decide. It could be worse. Trust me, I know it could be worse because I've been worse. Anyways, that is it for finished objects. Did I work on things? Yes. Do I want to show them? No, because they're not much different than last week, because last week I filmed bi-weekly, so I had a lot to show. This week I've got a little bit to show. So the next thing I can show you guys is my sock squad for the month. So if you're part of the Farmer's Daughter Fiber sock squad and you haven't got it, but I'm assuming you've got it, this is it. So look away, and I will, again, very excited about this. I'm super behind on this. I have like not knit any complete pairs. I'm now putting it down, so if you want to look back up and you haven't seen yours yet, you can. But I'm very excited. The colors are very lovely. I'm not going to describe it. I am super blown out. Should be slightly better now. I also like woke up and I was like, I need to do a vintage Hot Topic makeup. So I've got like neon, it's like really bright purple on. I don't know how well you can see it. I can't see it on my little whatever this is, part of my camera. The part that goes like this. Screen, monitor, whatever the hell it is. Can't tell, but it is bright purple because I felt like it. And this I haven't even taken out. This is the woolen vinyl emo alternative. I guess it goes with my whole mood for the day. Color of the month, which, sorry for the, so fun. It was, what is it? I like literally read it, put it back in. Ocean Avenue by Yellow Card, am I right? Is it Yellow Card? Hold on. Shame on me. This is my like literal these yarn colors have been my ultimate car playlist. Love knows. Yeah, it is Yellow Card. I was right. It does pay off to be a former scene kid. And by scene kid, I mean I went to private school, so I tried to be as scene as I could while staying in dress code, which involved a lot of bright purple because it's my favorite color. Anyways, that is it for like content of that. So thanks for watching. If you want to stick around, I'm going to answer the questions that you guys asked me, which I'm very excited for, which I didn't really look at all of them, but I saw you guys ask me a bunch. So here we go. Peter Pan voice, and away we go. If you've been on the ride, it's like, away we go, and then you're back. But again, that's just me. So, thank you again for everybody who like said stuff. Guys, you make this possible. I really liked this. These are fun. So, Lindsay of Sock Witchery had sent me well, she commented on my photo that I asked, and she said she loved me, and then I was like, are you questioning our love for each other? And then she sent me a question, which was, what was my favorite Disney souvenir? And guys, what? You're the, what? You're my favorite Disney souvenir? Yeah. Anyways, so this would be one of my favorite all-time Disney souvenirs. I think that my my cups, my souvenir cups, I'm a huge sucker for souvenir cups. Also have to compete with the Porg puppet, but that was for the kids. Ryan also got a loft cat, which is super robotic and cool. While we were in the, like, what is it? The marketplace. I can't think of the words and like the specific, because the Black Spire Outpost Marketplace, while we were in the Galaxy's Edge area of Hollywood Studios. So yes, this is my favorite souvenir. Running up would be the souvenir mugs and the glow cubes, because I use the glow cubes regularly while we're home, because can't pass up a glow cube. Again, you guys saw the clip last week, and if you haven't, please go check it out, where I inserted the clip from our Disney trip about the glow cube drink and Lev having to go and find it. That was just, yeah, that would be why. And then thirdly would actually have to be my souvenir photos, because they capture, like, from the rides, like, I used to think that they were just kind of pointless, and then I was like, I never ended up getting photos of all of us, and honestly I love so many of them, like this one that is clearly, tell me you're vlogging without saying you're vlogging, and it's just The porg's still making noise, guys. I'm gonna put him, I can't put him really anywhere that you can still see him. I can't put him in the plant, no. Anyways, so if you hear it, it's under the camera. That would be that. Those were my favorite Disney souvenirs. I've had so many over the years that it was really hard to pick, so I picked really from this last trip because honestly, I love my mugs too because those are something that are used. I guess my favorite souvenirs are the ones that I can use almost every day that don't kind of sit around getting clutter, except the porg, which obviously sits on a shelf or a bed. Actually, my couch in my bedroom where I sit and edit stuff at night. Those would be my favorites. If you could live in any period in history, what would it be? So, as far as that goes, I'm all about the aesthetic. I'm gonna be that person. You know, like vintage style, not vintage values. I like where we live now because, you know, I have a very deep rooted, like, you know, when you're a kid and you have like, what was your, like, tell me what your kid obsession with historical period was, because I can tell you mine was the Titanic. I had to learn every single fact on earth. I have watched that movie from like both sides of that VHS. If you know, you know, the double-sided VHS. So many times in 2nd grade, so I think I had to be 7, my mom made me a costume, a very small petite version of Rose's dress when she goes to dinner with Jack. I was obsessed. So I guess that is like Edwardian turn of the century. So turn of the century, and then again that follows into my history bound like style and all the things that influence me now. But I was like a freak child that had to learn everything. I even had a piece of I have no idea where it is. I wish I knew. A costume jewelry of the Heart of the Sea that I would wear. I was obsessed, and I have no shame about it in admitting it. I may have trouble saying it, but I have no problem admitting it. We also grew up doing a lot of historical like reenactment and going to shows. So our house was built in like the late 1700s. I've grown up with a lot of history. I am a very history-based person. Learning, that's about it. It influenced me a lot, but if I had to pinpoint my favorite, it'd have to be Edwardian or turn of the century. Would I want to live in it? I mean, honestly, I believe in past lives, so I could say that I've already lived in it, because another thing is, here's my random facts, because I'm a patron saint of random facts. There's like a whole study that says if you have a phobia of something, generally it has to do with the way that you died in a past life. And my random childhood obsession with the Titanic also ties into, I have a deathly fear of water and drowning. For a while, that my Tumblr, when Tumblr was cool, was the fear of drowning was my tag. And so I have a huge fear of being in the water and open water, which is incredibly ironic because I'm also I'm a water sign and a water witch, besides being a kitchen witch. The irony is just perfect of what it is. What do you want, baby?
I want to talk to them.
Honey, your face is a little, you put too much makeup on. You want to say hi?
Hi.
I was in the middle of talking.
Hi.
Yeah, you put too much makeup on. All right. Yeah, did you put makeup on after you saw me put makeup on? Do you want to go take the porg back to the bedroom? This is yours. Can you go? Oh, did you get makeup on him? Got a little bit of lippy on him. We're gonna have to wash him now. I already showed off the porg. Okay, can you please go? That's your job.
What?
Please go take the porg back.
I don't want to wash it.
No, not right now. I'll do it after. Aurora.
How tall is he?
You're very tall.
How?
That is where we mark their growth.
Bye.
Right there. Bye. You can't go that way. That's just the kitchen. I have no idea what I was just saying. Had to deal with Aurora because momming first. Next question. What? Aurora has brought back something that is her favorite souvenir.
Mommy.
Wait, hold on. You can take him back in a second. Which is the mini magnetic porg that sits where, I don't know where his magnet is, but he sits on his shoulder. I don't know where his butt, but he talks. Alright. Oh, no. Lower. Right there. Alright, you can take mommy porg and baby porg now. Yeah, the mommy and the baby porg had to be reunited because mom life first. Vlogging on YouTube channel second. Alright. What knitting technique is your most or least favorite? Okay, so currently my least favorite technique to do would be probably provisional cast on. Every time I do it, you know how it's supposed to like pull out nice? I'm sitting there with my little scissors snipping every single freaking stitch apart because it does not pull apart nice, which is definitely a user error, but I just don't like it, and therefore I will avoid it if I can be. Favorite technique, I don't know if I have a favorite technique. I like all of it. I mean, I can't do brioche. I've tried, and so I can't really say that I like all of it. But honestly, as somebody who just tries to learn, I try not to play like favorites. Like, yeah, there's things that, like, if it was sewing, I would tell you I hate putting in zippers, but I'm still gonna do it because obviously that's how a lot of modern garments are. But I don't really hate anything in particular. If you asked my mother, she would tell you that she hates doing baubles, but I really love doing baubles. I think they're really fun. I really like lace too. I know a lot of people don't enjoy doing lace, but as far as having a favorite or like least favorite technique, I honestly couldn't tell you, just because I'm gonna do it all anyways at some point. And I really don't ever think about having a least favorite or not, like, or a favorite thing or a thing I enjoy. I should just put my phone light up. Favorite pattern I've ever knitted. Let's see. Favorite pattern. That's a tough one. I'm gonna have to go with my favorite pattern being the Beauty School Dropout by Poison Girls. I really loved the way that fit my body. I really did, for being like a very kind of vanilla-ish like basic sweater. I loved the way it fit me, and so I think that would have to be my favorite as far as that goes, like as in final product favorite. But yeah, I mean, I knit it twice after. Also, I've knit the Cozy Classic Light like 4 or 5 times too. So I guess, I don't know, would that make it my favorite or just something that I really enjoy doing? I really enjoy knitting around and around and around, which I talk about every single time. But that would be, I don't know if it's my favorite. I really love my Spellman sweater because it was like my first, like, truly bought the kit for it, created like my first, I guess. It was a birthday present from Lev to do. So I really love my Spellman sweater, and I really like the way that works on me too. So I mean, that's my favorite. I have a hard time picking favorites. I'm an incredibly indecisive person, so these are hard when you guys ask me for a favorite of some sort. If you were forced to change your style or aesthetic, what would you change it to? So I spent a long time like cultivating my very unique brand of myself, and I use a lot of like pre-made aesthetic types, but it just is, it is a whole mesh of my entire life. So to change it would be to change myself, which again, this is way more deep than it had to be. But okay, when I thought about this last night after I saw it, I thought I would go for one of those like beigey taupe, like Parisian kind of cafe styles. I don't know, it's I guess more light academia kind of styles, but like I don't know how to describe. Maybe I can find some pictures for it, but honestly I would probably go back to like my phase in between MySpace and Tumblr if I had to go back to something that I've already done, which was, how could I not go back to like rawring scene days and my Tumblr days, which a lot of those photos are lost. My style, my senior year of high school, which was something along the lines of don't mess with me, I wanted to be Taylor Momsen, Courtney Love, I have no friends, don't talk to me, but I look really hot, and I wore a lot of thigh highs with garter belts visible and very large black boots and lacy things, and I did a lot of lingerie, like negligee tops that shouldn't have been tops, but wore them under flannels because that was me. And I spent a lot of time making that personification of myself. But right, apparently I'm talking too much, so I ran out of space. I had to go back and delete. Oh, now I have to fix the tripod again. I had to go back and like delete some stuff. My hair has like a huge snarl in the back, and I don't know how I missed it. And so if it looks funky, it's because there's a giant snarl in the back of my head. Whew. I don't know what question I was just answering or what I was, oh, my style. Okay. So there's like 2 more questions on here. What is your favorite thing of each of the Disney parks? So here's another Disney question. Whew, favorite thing. Overall, if I had to pick my favorite thing that was overall Disney, would be Disney. No, I'm a foodie, so if I had to say overall, like a blanket term for all of my favorite things in the parks, it's the foods and the snacks, because, oh, and the magic that I have there. But as far as, I'm going to have to pull my fingers up so I remember which things I talk about, because once it comes out of my mouth, it is completely gone from my thoughts. So let's start off with the big MK, Magic Kingdom. My favorite thing about Magic Kingdom is that Magic Kingdom is so classic. It is my favorite way to start my trip, and it is my favorite way to end the trip because it has all of the classic rides. I just realized I have no idea if it looks like I'm wearing a shirt or not. It's a very casual day and I have a tank top on, so my hair is very long. It's just so classic. It's got every single one of the classic rides. It's got the castle. It's, if you're gonna do one Disney park, do Magic Kingdom, because Casey's Corner, and who doesn't love a giant hot dog? Okay, so then we'll go with Epcot, because I always like to hop from Epcot to Magic Kingdom, so we'll just do it like that. My favorite thing about Epcot would be, again, the food. For real, my favorite thing about Epcot is the food. I love being there for the festivals. I love eating all the snacks. It is like the one place that I will drink, and I will drink around the world. So yes, it would be that. Let's see. Yes, it's the food. I love being in Epcot for the food. I am also a huge fan of Figment. Here is my casual cosplay of Figment and the Dreamfinder, on Dreamfinder, Dreammaker. I cannot remember. Lev and I dressed up as one year, and I probably should. This is why I should make notes, guys. I'm a huge Figment fan, so I love being there. And then we'll go from Epcot to MGM, which is not MGM. It is Hollywood Studios. It has not been MGM since like 2000, but it is MGM. So Hollywood Studios, MGM, depending on how old you are, is probably my least favorite park. I'm not gonna lie. But if I had to pick my favorite thing from that, it would be the Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular, because, could be because my mom is obsessed with Indiana Jones, and everything about Indiana Jones is great. The movies, for me, I love that. My mom, I blame my mom for that one. Sorry the sun keeps changing. It's one of those days, but that would be my favorite thing. We have a tradition of getting a beer and pretzel and watching the show. We did not, however, get to do that this last trip because it's not running right now. It's not running due to the restrictions, which sucked, but we sucked it up and we got to enjoy Galaxy's Edge, which is the most immersive thing ever. If you just do it. Do it. We did not get to build a droid. We did not get a reservation for the cantina, nor building the droid, which kind of made me sad, but there's always next time. I'm one of the lucky people that get to tell myself there will always be a next time. All right, and Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom is definitely one of my favorites of all time because of the Pandora Valley of Moara area. Highly immersive. I kind of tear up thinking about it. It's like, I really, they have it as one of the Disney Dream wedding venues, and they do vow renewals, guys. So every time I think about it, that is my all-time favorite thing, is the Valley of Moara in the Avatar Pandora area of Animal Kingdom, because, fun fact, I was also there the year it opened. I was very little, but I was there that first year. So for me to see from the photos that I have, they're in a cabinet that way, literally. It's like right there, there's a cabinet with all our photos in it from '99, and just some fun stuff to see the difference and how much has changed and how much it's the same, because the Dino Bash and Dinosaur Countdown to Extinction, if you will, there is an Easter egg in that ride that on the whiteboard before you go through the toaster, on the whiteboard before the toaster, there is a, what does it say? There's a little tribute on there for Countdown to Extinction. I think it's like C2 arrow extinction EX, I think. I don't know. It's like a formula on its little before the toaster. Again, if you know, you know. Back to Pandora. It is my dream location. I love it. It's everything. I saw that video. Thank you, Benjamin. I saw that film so many times in theater. Again, I was obsessed with it, and as somebody who did a lot of psychedelics at some point in my life, I will not tell you when, how, why. I will openly talk about it if you ask me, but that was something that, if you watch well on said substance, is just, it was everything. It's part of my personality, if you may. That has become part of my personality, and I absolutely love it. And that is why, again, Disney Dream Wedding locations, and because I'm extra AF. And I really want that. Like, I've never wanted something more than that. So if that happens, you guys will be on that journey too. But that is my favorite thing of that. And I think I'm running out of time. Dallas, you asked me a very specific question. I did not think about enough of this in advance, so you're gonna get some sort of BS right now. You win your choice of home that was used as the film location for your horror movie. It comes totally empty and unfurnished. As part of your prize, the giver requests that you not decorate it in any way related to the film you know it from. Which house were you gifted? How will you decorate it? So, as somebody living in a house that is built in the late 1700s that is haunted, if you've been here, you know. A lot of people don't believe me. They sleep over, and then there's things standing in the doorway, and they're like, what the actual hell, Megan? What was that? My friend, that is the top hat ghost that follows me. This is no lie. The top hat ghost follows me. It is a companion. It is a friendly spirit, and he follows me. So that is, he's followed me when I lived in Vermont. People saw him, and people who like resonate with the vibes, because I'm spacing on the words, the things, the stuff, the words that, this house that my parents bought also had stairways that went to nowhere. We found shoes in the walls while renovating. I got all that creepy stuff. It's haunted. So this question isn't far-fetched from what I actually live in. That being said, I really immediately wanted to say I would go for the American Horror Story Murder House, but knowing how much of a tourist trap that is, I would not want to live there, because I'm assuming under this oddly specific thing, you did not include whether or not there would be a lot of tourists trying to get there. So, I honestly could not pick, because my aesthetic again is very witchy, very dark, very Crimson Peak. I would love to live on the set on Crimson Peak. I would love, but that would mean gutting it and having to change it to be something else. I don't know. This one is really hard. Like, could I go with any of the random homes from like I don't know, because my style is labeled as haunted and creepy. So it's like I guess I could go from something from like Texas Chainsaw Massacre and totally like maximalistly make it a ghost, because it doesn't consist with skin furniture, skin leather of appliances. I don't know. This is a hard one. I really can't pick this. This is the question that gets me stumped. This kind of thing. I'm just like, I like the creepy ghosty stuff, so I couldn't put it in the creepy ghosty house. So you got me torn here. It's like, I don't know. Give me one of those cabins from Camp Crystal Lake. I don't know. You got me, Dallas. You got me. Honestly, I have no idea. Would I get the stuff to put somewhere else from the set? Could I do that? How about that? How about one of those abandoned houses from Saw? Then I could like totally, if I get one of the like the weird warehouse abandoned houses, you know, sans needle pit, because don't get me started on that scene. I could definitely redo that in my like current aesthetic, which wouldn't counter weird of the vibes of the movie. Like if I was to pick a house that I actually want, I wouldn't be able to decorate it again. So this is I'm completely stumped on this. I cannot give you a definite answer. This was a really good question and it really got me thinking. Oh, and that will be the last question I answer, because I think that was all that was there. I'm also running out of battery space, and I will see you guys next week. I hope you enjoyed these questions, and if you did, make sure that you are subscribed and you hit the bell notification, because I did post like a little 30-second, it is me. I did post like a 30-second, what is YouTube calling it, shorts. So I do have random videos that sometimes go up. I also go live on my Instagram, and I'm watching Aurora and the thing, and it's messing up my closure here. Make sure you're following me on Instagram, you are subscribed, you comment, and if you liked this video and you like all these interesting questions, give it a big thumbs up for me, because we like it. We like spooky, we like all these questions, we like Disney, we like all the things here. And until next week, I will see you, and remember, stay spooky. Bye.